The final sprint to the presidency is here with Election Day 3 weeks from today. Both candidates are making a beeline for Metro Detroit. Good evening, everyone. I'm Taryn Asher.
And I'm Rup Raj. Our battleground state is buzzing as they ramp up their campaigns. Fox News' Dave Kinchin joins us live in Detroit with how they're fighting for your vote. And my goodness, when you're talking 3 weeks, it is literally down to the wire.
Yeah, it's really, in a way, hard to believe. But then again, depending on how you look at it, you might say, thank God this is almost over. But in a way, it's still almost beginning because it's heating up more and more. Today, Vice President Harris talking about ways she's trying to reach out to the black community and the black vote. Former President Donald Trump talking about tariffs again and still taking shots at Detroit.
It's going to be hard work, though. It's a tight race. But here's the thing that I know about everybody who's here. We like hard work.
Standing room only at CRED Cafe in Detroit, where Vice President Kamala Harris crashed her own watch party. It's moments after her supporters looked on as she took part in an iHeartRadio town hall with Charlamagne the God as part of her effort to reach out to the black community and black men in particular.
We talked about the fact that, you know, I think about the economy in a way that is about uplifting people. My plan will strengthen our economy. His will exasperate inflation.
Harris spending several days campaigning across Michigan this week with all eyes on the Wolverine state where polls are super tight. Here's Oakland University political science professor Dave Dulio.
I don't remember a presidential election where all the battleground states are so close this late in the game.
Meantime, in Chicago,
I've been talking about for the last year about Detroit and how horribly it has been. You know, it's just horrible because we've been talking about Detroit's coming back for 40 years and it's never come back.
Former President Donald Trump doubling down on his recent hits against the Motor City, pulling that first punch last week at the Detroit Economic Club, with surrogates later saying Trump was criticizing Detroit's political leadership, not the residents. Trump will campaign again in Detroit on Friday.
If you're from Detroit, if you're from Southeast Michigan, it's hard not to take that as a slight, as an insult, as a dig.
Trump touted his plan for auto manufacturing, which in part aims to make it harder for China and Mexico to sell their products in the States.
If I run this country, if I'm going to be president of this country, I'm going to put a 100, 200, 2,000% tariff. They're not going to sell one car into the United States because we're not going to destroy our country.
And former President Trump also drawing the ire of the UAW once again in Chicago. He talked about certain auto companies where auto workers are essentially taking these cars out of boxes and assembling them. He says a child could do it. Well, UAW President Shawn Fain took to Twitter, well, X we call it now, of course, and essentially said that former President Trump would not last a day in an auto plant and says he only wants the vote of auto workers and says that he, Trump, is a scab. Reporting in Southfield, Dave Kinchin, Fox 2 News.